thrones and the 12 tribes. Let's turn our attention to one of Jesus' profound eschatological promises found in Matthew 19, verse 28. Truly, I tell you, at the renewal of all things, when the Son of Man sits on his glorious throne, you who have followed me will also sit on 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. This statement was made by Jesus in response to Peter's question about the disciples' reward for leaving everything to follow him. It's repeated in similar form in Luke 22, verses 28 to 30, spoken during the Last Supper. But the big question is, has this happened yet? And what does it actually mean? Let's begin with the Greek text. The phrase palingenesia, translated renewal of all things, is crucial. It literally means rebirth or regeneration. It's used elsewhere only in Titus 3 verse 5 to speak of individual spiritual rebirth. But here it refers to the cosmic renewal or recreation of the world when the Messiah reigns. The 12 thrones are not symbolic seats of mere honor but thronoi, indicating positions of authority and judgment, as confirmed by the Greek word chronontes, meaning to judge, evaluate, or rule. So Jesus is speaking about a future eschatological reign, not something that occurred immediately after his resurrection. Has it happened yet? Historically, no. The apostles did not receive political or tribal authority over Israel in the first century. There was no restored national kingdom with 12 tribal divisions post-resurrection, nor did the apostles exercise such rulership during the early church age. This affirms that the promise is not present but futuristic, a hope anchored in the coming kingdom of God. When will it happen? This question directs us to Revelation 20, verse 4 to 6. I saw thrones on which were seated those who had given authority to judge. This is within the context of the millennial kingdom, a 1,000-year reign of Christ on earth, during which saints will rule with him. This idea also echoes Daniel 7 verse 22, until the Ancient of Days came and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came when the saints possessed the kingdom. So the apostles' promised thrones likely refer to the Messianic millennial age when Jesus physically reigns, and they join him in administering judgment, especially over Israel. In Ezekiel 47 to 48, during the prophetic vision of Israel restoration, we see the 12 tribes listed again in a future land allotment under Messiah's reign. This vision is future-oriented and consistent with Jesus' promise. Also in Revelation 21, 12 to 14, the names of the 12 tribes are on the gates of the New Jerusalem, and the names of the 12 apostles are on its foundations. This shows a permanent foundational connection between the apostles and the people of Israel. What does this mean for us? Jesus' promise is a guarantee of future reward and divine order in his kingdom. While the apostles have a unique role in this promise, the principle extends to all believers who are faithful. Paul writes in 2 Timothy 2 verse 12, "If we endure, we will also reign with him." Furthermore, the pattern reflects God's covenantal faithfulness from Abraham's 12 sons in Genesis 49, forming the tribes of Israel, to Jesus' 12 apostles, forming the foundation of the church and future government of the kingdom. In summary, the 12 thrones are literal positions of rule promised to the apostles. The promise is eschatological, not historical, tied to the Messianic kingdom yet to come. It aligns with the Old Testament prophetic visions by Daniel 7 and Ezekiel 47 to 48, and New Testament apocalyptic revelation in Revelation 20 verse 21. The Greek text confirms a future-oriented renewal and authority to judge. In conclusion, God's promises are certain, though their fulfillment often unfolds across his divine timeline, as Jesus assured his disciples their faithfulness would be rewarded in the coming age. We too are called to endure in faith, while the hope of reigning with him when all things are made new. Behold, I make all things new. Revelation 21 verse 5.